Hello, people of YouTube. I'm back. I wanted to leave you guys with a video before the weekend starts because I've got plans with my besties, and we're gonna be up to doing stuff, and it's probably gonna pull me away the whole weekend. So I'm not certain when I'll get back on to filming another video or pushing one out and producing it out into, you know, the universe, the ethers. But anyways, hi, how you doing? I hope you're having a good, day. I hope your weekend is great with whatever plans you may have with your friends or also on your own, whichever. I wanted to come on and speak about part 2, okay? And I think the original, give me one second. The original video was, I believe, the last one. I believe used the 3D as your cheat sheet. Okay. I had a feeling that I might want to expand on that. And I personally went through the video on my phone, the one that I had before I published it out. And I went back through it and I noticed that there's little holes here and there that I could have filled in with additional information. But at the time when I was talking and, basically getting all of this through my mind and getting the download and trying to translate it into words so that everyone could understand, I noticed that I missed a few things. Okay. So I think I want to take the time to go in there and see if I could fill up those holes for you guys. What I wanted to say was basically that the simulated life game, okay, that you are inside of, this virtual reality, this virtual life game, this Sims games, just on a larger scale, with higher levels of technology. This is a very selfish experience, okay? This is all about you. This whole experience is just about you, and it's very selfish. So once you get to know that this is all catered to you 100%, and that it's here for the purpose of giving you happiness and joy, for you to have experiences, being in a human body and having this human experience in a world that when you were unconscious you once believed was real, right? But once you awaken, once you become conscious to what you are really tapped into and connected into, you realize that the whole entire world that you have created in your mind is not real at all. It's 100% artificial or simulated. This is a simulated copy of what a human life would be like, and you're playing inside of it, okay? So this is what this is. I wanted to touch on how are other ways that the 3D can reflect back to you what kind of a character you are, what your qualities are, whether they're good or bad. The 3D is always telling you little secrets. Okay, this is what you like. This is the kind of person that you're playing out to be. These are your dark secrets. These are the things that trigger you. These are the things that make you happy. These things make you smile. And, you get the point, right? It just goes on and on. It's basically all catered to you, and it's reflected back to you all the time. Okay, another way that this gets reflected back to you, and when I found this out and I started to catch on what my old stories were about love and relationships from the past, when I was a much lower level version of who I am now, a completely different person, let's put it that way, because I don't identify with that version of me at all anymore. And when I see bits and pieces of her, it makes me cringe a little bit. But at the same time, I can't hate or have any type of animosity towards the level versions of myself that I've been in the past, because at some point that old versions of me, they got me to where I am now, okay? And if it wasn't for all of those shitty experiences, all of those traumas, the pain, the inconveniences, the tears, all of the things that I went through, they did not happen, and I didn't have experiences with them in vain or for no reason or for a waste of time. everything connects, and you eventually will start to notice that everything connects. Every version that you have been eventually gets you to the version that you are now. And since growth never stops, there's no ceiling with you growing. Okay, you're going to continue to level up, especially if you continue to change and you allow those changes to, you embrace the change and you don't keep yourself stuck because of fear or because you like your comfort zone, I'm sorry, and you feel comfortable there and you're afraid to branch out and to try new things, or to think in a way that is new to you, that you've never thought about before. If you're the kind of person that is very stuck in your ways, very stuck in your mentality, the things that you believe in, if you're very stubborn, then you're going to keep yourself held back and you're going to stay at the level that you are indefinitely if you don't embrace change in your life, in your experience. Okay. And once again, this whole entire channel is my collaboration with this higher power. You know, this I like to call them aliens sometimes too, because, you know, I'll probably get into that later down the line, but I don't want to talk about that right now. But anyways, what I wanted to say was that, you know, embrace change. If change comes up in your life, in your experience, and it scares you, don't be scared. Okay, change is a little scary. It looks that way, it feels that way, but that's only at the very beginning. Okay, change is always good. You need to always remind yourself that change is what gets you to the next level. Change is what changes you and transforms you in a way that is better. When it's bad is when you allow fears and your stubborn mindset and your conditioning to keep you stuck. That's when those things turn bad and turn negative, you know, because they're only stopping you and keeping you stuck, complacent. That whole entire word, when I say it, it makes me sick to my stomach a little bit, because I've come to learn that being complacent or being in stagnation of some type, all of these things are not good for you at the end of the day. Okay. Another way that you could find more about yourself, what is here, the stories that you have formed, even the stubborn stories that you feel that you can't overcome or change, they are reflected to you in movies. Okay, whether you go to the cinema or to the what they call the movie theater, the display of the movies that are available to you, they are catered to you in some way. Even if you don't remember it, or if you're looking at the display of the movies that are available, you're like, but I don't like that, you know, or I wouldn't be into that, right? But at some point you focused on it, okay? Because the whole thing about the simulated experience is that you're constantly are scanning with your eyes. You're scanning all the time, and you don't even realize that you're doing this. But your sense of eyesight is one of the most important ones that you have in this simulated game. You're scanning through things every time, even if you don't realize it. You're scanning your whole world. You're scanning your surroundings. You're scanning what you read, what you look like, and what you look into in your computer, on your phone. You are constantly scanning, okay? So when you go to the cinema, the movies that are there are catered to you, either because you have a belief about it, triggers positive or negative, focus, you know, anything like that, anything you formed a story about, it is catered to you. So basically what I'm trying to, the type of message that I'm trying to send out here is that this whole experience is catered to you 100%, okay? There's no one else here but yourself. And let me reinforce this. This is an interactive experience, so it looks like you're here with other people, okay? But this truly is only a single player game. So you're in here by yourself with the illusion of being interactive with others, okay? But you're the only one that has the master control, and you're the only one that has free will to change anything around you, or even to create new things in your mind that could come up into your, materialize into your 3D physically. You know what I mean? You're the only one that's putting in those creative juices through your mind, and you're creating circumstances to come up and match that. Okay? So if you, for example, in my case, right, when I was, somehow I skipped that part, but I'm going to go back to it. A little bit random today. In the past, I had, you know, just like many of us, you know, we all have our experiences. And I had experiences with a lot of misunderstandings when it came to love, you know, with other characters before I knew that they were characters. And all they were doing was just reflecting back to me any story that I had in my mind or any assumptions that I had made about love in relationships and whoever I was with at the time. Okay, so what I'm starting to connect, because everything's connected here, is that whenever I would see, you know, romance movies, there was always that same subject line, that romance has to be hard, or that it has to be difficult, or that you have to overcome things, or that there's a lot of, you know, cheating, that there is how do you say it, fumbling, or that the person that you're with is seeing more than you and you find this out at the last minute. You know, there's lies, there's deceit, there's betrayal, there's cheating, you know, all of these things. I came to realize these were things that at one point in time, they passed through my mind. They filtered through my mind, or I focused on them, even if it was temporarily. I had a focus there. And this is why romance movies reflect back to me the way that they do. They are always attached to some type of trauma, some type of pain, some type of dysfunction. And it's because at one point when I was different levels of myself, I had dysfunction with the term love and relationships or connections, right? So this is how this simulation has been reflecting back to me for the longest time. And I didn't realize this until I started to become self-aware, and I started to gain self-awareness of who I am and what I'm all about. And when the 3D started to reflect this back to me, I started to realize, yeah, that used to be me. You know, that used to be an older version of me that had those stories about love and romance and relationships and connections. Okay, and that is going to be constantly reflected to you. But now, thankful to the 3D and how I'm using it to my advantage, I'm using what I see, because everything that I see is just me being reflected, right? I had something to do with whatever it is that I'm scanning with my eyes. So I have learned to change my story about how I see love, about how I see relationships, about how I see connections, you know, and as a result, the people that I manifested in my life to be my tribe, you know, to be my besties, both men and women, reflect now back to me the new story that I have. So I have a totally different experience now with the people that I hold very close to me than what I used to in the past. In the past, it was very dysfunctional, very negative, and very painful for me, you know, but as a result of catching on to that, I went ahead and started scripting and changing my story internally in here. And at some point, this is going to push out into your life as what you know your life. Okay. Let me see what else. Holy crap. We're over 13 minutes already. So let me go ahead and try to fast forward here. I think I pretty much covered it, actually. The rest of the things that I noticed in the first video that I could have skipped for some reason. So yeah, I think I covered most of it. And I'll go back and replay this video, and hopefully I covered all of those little holes that I left off in the first part. But anyways, guys, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. Thank you for even coming by and visiting my channel. I hope that you were able to, once again, use some of this information, you know, some of this knowledge, some of this download that my spirit team, the universe, you know, my friends, you know, send in to me. So my crown chakra is always buzzing with stuff. So that's when I know that they're always sending me information. But anyways, have a great weekend. Take care, guys. Have lots of fun, because I know I'm going to have a lot of fun. So take care. I will see you soon, and have a great weekend. Bye.